Okay, see here, there, and close that. Okay. Okay. Now, some of you, it has been requested. Let's see. At this point, I'm not going to worry about grammar. Okay. Anyway, some people out there want to see this. And I'm pretty sure I showed it in some video a little while ago, but I didn't spend a whole lot of time on it. And I want to say this is along the lines of like the vintage ephemera garden and like a pocket full of vintage. And I think there was another lady who was actually on a design team for the vintage ephemera garden because she has a digital download thing that she does kits and stuff. And she's had some design team people for that. Anyway, so this is kind of along those lines because one of the things that I'm doing is I'm trying to teach myself to do those tuck spots. I start an album, a book, and then I get the pages in and I get it all coordinated, but then sometimes I follow through on finishing the tuck spots and other times I don't. So anyway, this was using my May kit, my May counterfeit kit. A lot of the papers that you will see in here came from that. And this is a very heavy book, and as you can see, one of the things I found is that this is scored tape in here, and that one section right there will come apart. Now, the bottom, it doesn't do that. It's completely solid. But because each of the 5 signatures, there's anywhere from 20 to 25 pieces in each one of these signatures. And it is an invisible, yeah. And I made some mistakes. I got to the point where I wanted it done and I wasn't paying attention. And I cut that piece off, the inside, the extra spine that you actually sew the signatures into. I cut it. I should have left it long, and for wide, and I should have allowed it to curl over into here. But yeah, I was at that point where I wanted it done, and so this is some of my favorite wallpaper, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. It starts with an A. Yeah, you start getting giggly if I try to pronounce this, but it's that raised wallpaper. Anyway, so I started that with okay, in the back here, here's a signature. This signature here, as you can see, it's sewn in, but it's a little wobbly. As I go through this is actually a work in progress, so I can always strengthen it with masking tape, and then I can come in as I go in here and I play around in here. I can be gluing stuff in here to bring, to make it more solid. So that doesn't really bother me, although my preference is to have a really nice, strong, yeah, but let me finish that sentence. My preference is to have a nice, strong spine, the sewing part of it to be strong. But there are occasions, especially when it's so full, when the signature is so full that, you just have to kind of give a little bit there. Okay, so here, okay, and yeah, and this is the kind of stuff, and as you can see, I've already started. Let me come in a little bit. Let me go into my, let me zoom in just a little bit here. One moment, please. Okay. And I've already started doing writing and all kinds of stuff in here. A McDonald's bag. Here, this is a an old bulletin from church, and this is some magazine paper that I glued in some vintage book paper and gessoed it and did a little bit of burnt sienna paint, and I just, you know, turned out really nice. And just all kinds of stuff in here, little notebook things, and more book paper. Here's the back of a jelly plate. And as you can see, I've come in and started messing around. And I do recommend, as most of those videos out there, and for those of you who have made books before, I just wasn't paying attention. I wanted this signatures in. And I decided, because it was a knock-around place, that, you know, hey, if my stamping is a little cockeyed, it's cockeyed. Okay, so, you know, all kinds of stuff. More jelly prints, stuff that I had been going through things, and I said, if I don't use it, and I love this kind of thing here, or I love like blueprint type thing, and I thought, you know, it's going to eventually come in handy. And again, keep in mind that I'm teaching myself to use for text spots. You know, just all kinds of stuff. And this is where I wrote down the chip dories that Ashley made. She did them for Scrap-a-Dap-a-Doo. And I wrote down this is my version of Ashley's directions. You know, and just here I just liked that, hey, I just like that. And I glued it in, and it's waiting for the next step. So that's one signature. And as you'll see, like I mentioned, I went into, because I'm in the process of still learning how to teach myself to kill the kit. And also, like I said, and I don't think I completed that sentence, but a lot of this stuff was, if I wasn't going to use it and put it inside this book, it was out the door. It was in the trash. I'm not keeping this ephemera anymore. And even though I love to recycle, I said, you know, hey, you just got to let it go. Again, bulletin. Here's a flyer thing that it's folded in half, and because this is mergulated here, I thought, well, this could be an extension, but there's still enough in here that I could tuck spot, and I can paint glue on to cover this. So, you know, and just all different kinds of stuff. An old calendar, pocket calendar, vellum, a coffee filter, an unused coffee filter that I laid tea bags on while they were drying, and it created. This was, I was being taught how to make butterscotch paint, color paint, because that's one of my favorite colors, and you just don't find butterscotch paint anywhere. And so I was being taught how to make my own, and I ran across it. So hey, it's in there, like the old Prego commercial. You know, just all kinds of stuff in here. And here's, yeah, just, oh yeah, this. Let's start to giggling. Well, let's just kind of bypass that. We'll just bypass I'm trying to make this kind of short and sweet, you know. Here's another signature. And yeah, they're kind of beat up because I have to tell you I did it with a small needle. And this was the day that we went to the store and says, I'm getting the biggest needle I possibly can. So we ended up with some dull needles. And the last 3 signatures went in very much. Yeah, I was a happy camper after that. And again, just, you know, oh yeah, noodle book. I did find my in. So yeah, this is the in month. This is for my June, and my June kit. And just paper. And yeah. Oh yeah, I did. Ooh, thinking started. Feather. I guess you guys, and this is like, I got to thinking, this stamp, this is a flower stamp. Not only could it be used kind of like a variation of a peacock feather, and as you can demonstrate it here, but it could also, with the center of a flower, become, and 2 different petals here, it could become a funky ladybug. And just all kinds of stuff in here. So I'm hoping that the people who wanted to see this get a much better idea. Now this is a trifold. And actually, see, let's see, where is it? This is a trifold for some, and this one I prepped in advance before actually putting it into the signature, before sewing it in. And I have masking tape all the way around, so it's like a tuck spot. Okay, here, this is the front. So then this is the fold here. Or is it, oh here, see? Yeah, so it is a trifold, see? But here, the way I did it, this is a tuck spot, and this, see, it's a pocket here, but you don't use this. Okay? Just some stuff that I thought might be kind of cool. This is a magazine from a catalog. Just all kinds of stuff in here. This is actually a food label from a can. Here's another place where I just, see, I pre-did with masking tape. And it's a tuck spot. And here's, again, now here, see, a little loose, but still attached. And I can, here's a plastic bag that I can use as kind of like a dashboard type thing that's really big in the dories. And the other half of that bag is open somewhere here. And can all of it's here. And see, it's actually open, that you can actually tuck something in, as well as using that as a dashboard, you know, like I think what they call a dashboard. And this, of course, is part here. And you can glue on stuff here to make it a bigger, longer, you know, or wider page. And of course, again, and here's some vellum folded in half, turned into a tuck spot. You can see this here. So that, you know, here's some newspaper that I just folded. It's folded, and then I folded it up and created a tuck spot in here, as well as a place to just mess around with paint. This is wet vellum and the beaker nose. And once the beaker nose happened, I kind of abandoned that and went to this page. And this was done on stream on May 13, 2015. And the guy is blooming where he planted. And he's got this was a teddy bear thing that looks like a crown, or we were kind of thinking of like what they call the cornrows or something like that. I'm not quite sure, but yeah. And I remembered ears on this guy. Again, this is just a hodgepodge junk journal. And this, I remember I'm trying to teach myself about creating tuck spots. This is an Amanda lace, and I need to put some glue here, adhesive here and here, but I'm kind of hesitant about it because I'm left-handed and it seems kind of awkward, and I'm not quite sure. I might be able to find another place, or I might be able to glue something here and make this vellum stronger. I'm just kind of, I'm just, whoops, I'm off camera. I'm clipping it in for now. Okay, and again, just pretty colors together. Again, folded a magazine in half for a little tuck spot. Just all kinds of stuff in here. Here, I left this fish undone because it just, water, boat, fish, association. Here's the other part of that folded in half vellum as a tuck spot. Yeah, just all kinds of stuff in here. And here's the last. This is one of my favorite. Yeah, this is one of my. Oh, we could just pet this, okay? Yeah, we could just pet this. Okay, la 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 la. Yep. So, yeah. And I need to come back in and finish off the gluing napkin and making sure that this is the best that I can possibly get it, because I did make some faux pas. But hopefully this has given those people, this is the bottom, okay, and because this is hodgepodge, you can come in and you can work as you go, and if it needs a bit of repairing, it's it's no big deal. You can just repair as you need it. And like I said, the only place that seems to be and I'm obviously sure that it's because the signatures themselves are so wide that that's the only spot that wants to come undone. Yeah, you can see it, and I'm just smoothing it back in there. So hopefully, for the people who wanted this, I hope it helped. But there you go. There you go, guys. The Momba Jomba signatures. Okay, love ya. Bye. Okay, oops. Oh, stop recording like, hello. Duh.